have to say? I ain't got shit to say. I'm the king of bird. How about you?
I'll fight my mum if she can make weight.
Who's fucking next?
Eternal MMA Uncensored.
Welcome everybody to episode 2.
No,
episode 1. Are we doing episode 1?
it's actually episode 3,
It's
but we haven't managed to publish one yet for one reason or another. So we're going to say this is episode 1 because it'll be the first episode that people hear. Your Michael Buffer interview, you can poke up your ass. We don't give a fuck about that anymore. So we're not going to play that. So that was good. So yeah, we've had a gleaming start to this podcast.
yes.
So this is episode 1/3.
Yeah, slash 3 of the Eternal MMA Uncensored podcast.
There we go.
Should probably work on that name because I was like doing letters and it's just Emma. Eternal MMA.
Uncensored with the U.
So it's Emma Uncensored.
That's all right. That's what we are. We're Emma.
Just check that out.
I can handle that.
Alright, so we had Eternal 26 over the weekend.
We did.
Is it called Southport Sharks?
It is called Southport Sharks.
Is that the venue?
Yeah.
So we got WA Italian Club, that's South. It's like a footy club.
Yeah, it's AFL. Is that what you call footy? Yeah.
AFL, sorry.
I don't know. I'm
Sorry, Mr.
English, aren't I?
Do you not like soccer? Like is that
I
the
like
word?
football.
But the word, you don't like soccer?
No.
So if someone's like, oh, you see the soccer on the weekend? You're like, oh, what?
No, I didn't know. I don't really like football either. I'm a rugby man, so yeah, I'm not a massive football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. Chasing around, ball around, doing your hair with hair gel.
Yeah, most MMA guys don't like normal sport. And I say normal sport.
What's normal sport?
With a ball.
I love rugby. It's fighting with a ball. 15 on 15 scrap.
Union or league?
I used to play league and now I play union, so I like both.
State of origin go?
Not really. I mean, it's hard for me to buy into it, but my missus lived in Brisbane for a while, so she gets super into it and she loves the old Maroons, so I go Brisbane. Big game tonight. Big game tonight.
Which
the decider.
Everyone will hear a couple of days, so you'll know who won already. Do you have a prediction?
No. Jonathan Thurston will win.
He's injured.
Oh, fuck. Well, then I'll go for that.
I'm here for the mainstream sport knowledge. But punching guys in the face, that happened.
Yeah.
On the weekend. Absolute, amazing card. I don't know how it is for you guys putting the event on, but as a fan watching so many finishes, is it annoying? Is it annoying as a promoter when all the fights are getting finished so quick?
No, not if they're not mismatched fights. You know, if it's two guys evenly matched and one catches the other one or one submits the other one, I mean, then what can you do? But yeah, if it was like a legit prospect against someone who's useless and everyone's just getting knocked out in the first round, then you've got to look at yourselves. But no, we know when we set the cards up, we're lucky, we've almost got inside information. We can sit there and go, if these guys perform to their potential, this card will be insane.
Yeah, there are times where you watch a fight and you go I was expecting more.
Didn't live up to its potential, yeah.
It's hard. I think you're probably watching the fight and you're probably making new fights.
But, as fight fans, we want to match the best fights possible because we get to watch them. Well, Cam gets to watch them. I'm usually backstage with fighters, so I very rarely see any other fights than my guys' fights.
But you went this one because you had only one fighter, didn't you?
Yeah, so I must admit, for the first half of this card, I was in the bar watching the Lions play the All Blacks with Jack and Josh. So we watched that game.
Oh, so you got away from the first part of the
card.
card.
I mean, for Jack, he doesn't want to be stuck in a shitty little. It's not even a changing room. It is just an area backstage at this event centre. So the last thing I'll be doing is stuck in there. There's people milling about training. There's a mat in the middle of the floor, so you can't really move. And it's just like to get your head out of the game a little bit. So we just chilled in this sports bar. There's Mackenzie Sports Bar on the venue. So we were on the venue, but just in a little sports bar there. And
it's probably different too, because when you're here in Perth, you got your whole team back there.
Yeah,
it probably feels a bit.
We almost have a whole change rooms to ourselves.
You and Evolution normally just have like a separate party. And there's just everyone else's room.
Yeah, last time MMA 24/7 had a good few guys on the Perth card, and there was other teams with a couple of fighters on, so it was good. It mixed it up.
Does that come into when you making fights? Do you go, that guy's from that gym? I'll get a couple guys from that gym so they can train together.
It's always better to have as many gyms as possible from a business point of view, because then you're bringing in a wider audience by default. Like a lot of MMA fans come whether their guys are fighting or not because they know guys or they've done grappling tournaments against guys. Or there's a lot that connection there that people are interested in. But if you get more gyms on board, then obviously there's more people. There's a bigger, wider circle of people coming to the event.
Speaking of grappling, are you ever going to do like an eternal grappling, or are you keeping that MMA and then doing your contender sort of?
No grappling. Move on, please. We're not a grappling. We're an MMA promotion. We have in the past done like grapplers cups and things like that.
Yeah, and did you I forgot the name. So horrible. The contender series thing that you've got going on August 13th.
Yes.
Yes, got it. You've got a whole bunch of anything lining up for that? Any more?
Yeah, we're just in the process of making all the matches for that, but we've got a good few nominations and we're putting it together now as we speak. So, yeah, we've got lots of names and lots of guys keen. K1, MMA, and so MMA will be modified C class, so pads, shin pads, head guards, bigger MMA gloves, and then but keeping the headshots in on the ground. And then we will do a couple of B class fights. There's a couple of people chasing B class fights, so we will do that. So yeah, that's going along well. You can hit me up for that, Ben Vickers on Facebook Messenger. Don't read Facebook, so don't put anything on my wall or anything like that.
Although you have been reading Facebook recently.
I haven't. I get sent things sometimes off of Facebook.
What are you...
I think, I know what you're going to say. Let's cover July the 26th Eternal, and then you can come back to me with that. I know what you're going to say.
Isn't that a great hook? Everyone's hanging around for that.
Yeah.
When it does come to, obviously, the weekend's fights, great fights from a promoter's standpoint. Got to be happy with that, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. Couple of fights really stood out for me. The ones that I saw were Victor Lyle versus Peter Smith. Victor Lyle looks like Tarzan. He's got the biggest legs I've ever seen. I think they were 77 kilos guys, and Pete Smith is a big boy too. And they went the whole 3-minute rounds in the welterweight tournament.
Was they the pigtails?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
that was
and the back, Pete Smith's got a big
his
back tap.
Legs were massive.
I've never seen anyone, Pete Smith, throwing head kicks. Like, he just threw a million head kicks in a fight, and Victor just like chomped them all up. And yeah, it was a great fight. It was a war. It went right to the very last bell. They were still throwing punches, and Pete Smith,
77 kilos.
Yeah, Pete got the decision, but it was close, and Pete will move on in the welterweight tournament now.
And he will take on
Dimp Skillies. So that was a great fight, and then a fight I actually missed, but I was backstage and I could hear it. Was the biggest upset of the night would have been Justin Van Heerden in the featherweight division beating Aaron Fisher. So Aaron Fisher was 3-0. Justin was making his MMA debut and even by myself, I widely tipped Aaron to win that fight, and Justin actually submitted him in the first round. So
you have to be pretty. Did he have a big amateur record behind him, or what's the?
Justin was 5-4, I believe, as an amateur. I may be wrong on that, but it was there or thereabouts. So yeah, he had plenty of experience, and he trains at a good gym up in Mackay, is it Mackay?
Mackay.
Yeah, up in Mackay. So yeah, he's no slouch, but I just Aaron won Eternal Fighter of the year before.
What did he win?
He won a sponsorship by Fight Life, so he got all his kit and equipment that he needed for the year.
Do it this year, you win a bike.
You win a bike. I spent some time actually with the sponsors.
I did see that. Your Instagram was just Nightcraft Bobbers the whole
Yeah, it was so cool. Like, I'm not even a bike guy, but their bikes are crazy. Like, someone's so lucky going to be so lucky.
What made them want to get involved in MMA? Bar just been
they just MMA fans, and they saw where the businesses crossed over. So they're noticing a big rise in their popularity. So especially social media wise, with the MMA crowd on board, and it's just a good fit.
Yeah.
Big motorbikes, guys that fight, testosterone,
sense.
and alpha males, and motorbikes, and I think it just works. And he's a super keen, very switched on guy, like really knows business and stuff like that.
And so they're making, for the fight of the year, obviously it's done by points throughout the year. If you finish a guy, all that sort of stuff, you end up obviously on top. When you win, they're making a custom bike. So is that like kind of like, I want sparklers on my wheels, or is it like just size?
I guess they'll collaborate with the winning fighter to what kind of bike they would like, and that will be the bike that they get.
That's so cool. I don't even think actual people who like bikes get a custom bike. So that's...
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's insane. The price is absolutely insane.
Anytime you think about that, if you get a custom car, like that's like anything custom that's already expensive, like that's a quality.
It's an amazing prize. I mean, no other show.
Is there going to be like eternal number plates or something like that on the back? Is it?
Well, I guess that's up to them. We can probably try and sort of sneak something in there, but if it's an eternal prize, I guess they'd want some kind of. We might be able,
When does it? Is it end of the year? Is it like
after the last show, the winner will be announced, and then we'll take it from there.
Do you have any show? Like, do you have the amount of shows planned, or are you guys doing like one show at a time?
No, it's planned. Like, if you look, don't tell anyone, but the plan's on the wall up there. So I've got a wall year planner up on the wall.
Well, it says new MC.
Yeah, definitely for Perth.
Yeah, don't do that. Not at all. I think it says buy Mitchell a suit. I think it's
yeah, we might have to do that.
But
so let's go back. So Justin Van Heerden, fair play to him. He's made a statement, like rocking onto the pro scene like that. Aaron will be back. Aaron's a phenomenal talent, and setbacks fine.
As we've said previously,
one loss isn't going to destroy your MMA career. So Aaron will be back with a bang, no doubt. And good for Justin. Yeah, straight into the winning column against a very tough opponent. So that was fantastic. And then Jack was the next fight. So Jack Della from my gym, the MMA clinic, against Ty Duncan from the Combat Lab on the Sunshine Coast.
Such a good fight.
I mean, on paper it was a great fight, and I said on one of our podcasts that we didn't release because we're fucking useless. That if both boys turn up to fight, it's going to be an incredible fight. I said it was a 50-50 fight. Whoever, showed up on the day that little bit better was going to win. It was never one of those fights where it's heavily leaning in one guy's favour. And, it was a back and forth for a while. Jack seems to have, what was really pleasing for me from a coach's point of view, and we're going to talk to Jack at the end of this podcast, but what was really pleasing for me from a coach's point of view is he's starting to implement stuff we've been working on in the gym. So that shows that he's thinking and he's improving, and and his ability to take a shot, stay calm under pressure, and just deliver devastating strikes.
It's weird because he does seem quite calm. I obviously saw that fight via the stream, he's quite calm for a guy that's 20 and so young into his career. He looks calm, and that he didn't have any amateur fights, did he? When he first started, he went straight to pro.
No, he had two. He had 2-0 as an amateur. Yeah, He had a decision against Dean Abramo, and then
Dean's quality
armbarred Cam McGuire.
Oh, okay.
Two. I'm just going to check out outside. Well, this is we record this podcast at the MMA clinic, and I think someone stood at reception. So I'm going to leave Mitch to sing you a song.
Take a money
for
tins.
30 seconds.
Well, that's good. I will do that. I'll just talk about stuff that you don't want to talk about when you get back. Obviously, guys, if you listen to this audio and you're like, you know what, I want to see what their faces look like, so I can hunt them down in the street, you can find it on YouTube and you can watch it there too. And Ben is back. Are you just paranoid?
No, there was people out there, but they left. I scared them off.
That's because you came out, yeah.
Give them the look.
You need a friendly face.
It's not good for business, is it, this face?
So
So we were talking about Jack and Ty and how Jack is cool, calm and composed. I mean, he's been a competitor, in other sports and
rugby player.
He's a rugby player. Yeah, he was actually trained with the Western Force for a while. Oh. Their younger squad. So yeah, he's an athletic guy, and it's nothing new to him, competition. But he can be calm because he works the work ethic and everything. He's always in the gym. He never misses a session. He's always doing his own stuff outside of the sessions that we set for him. He's disciplined with what he eats most of the time. So he's living the life, and he has that confidence to know that there's nothing better than going into a fight knowing you've prepared properly.
And he's not just focusing on. Obviously, he's focusing on MMA, but he's doing all he's focusing on his amateur wrestling as well. And he's doing things.
He actually, we were actually trying to get him to the Commonwealth Games, and he missed out. He had one fight against Priscus, who Josh actually lost to in an MMA fight, his brother. And I was actually up quite handily on points against Priscus in that fight, and then just made a mistake. Because in true Jack style, he kept chasing points rather than sort of consolidating what he had. He wanted to go for the finish, and he just got caught, made a mistake, sloppy takedown, and got pinned. But yeah, he was a hair's breadth for someone that's only been properly freestyle wrestling for a year. He won the state titles last year without conceding a point, which is just insane. So he works on every aspect of his game, and we're lucky to have coaches that specialise in every aspect of the game, and then I put it together.
Do you like that though? Would you rather him just wrestling for MMA rather than
I love it because we wrestle for MMA in MMA, and then he gets the in the fight he just missed out, but he hit a switch, like a real technical wrestling move. He just missed the leg, but the fact he's even going for that kind of stuff in high pressure environments is down to the fact that he drills it on the wrestling mat over and over and over again. And the principles of freestyle wrestling are very transient to MMA. So good base, good posture, good fitness, keeping your arms and stuff to yourself, and keeping your head position strong, and all these principles cross over really well into MMA. And he only does a couple of wrestling sessions a week, so it's not at the detriment of his MMA training.
And he's in the gym the next day, wasn't he?
He was back in the gym on Monday, insane, hitting pads with me on Monday. So that is, like I say to all my guys, they're all talented enough to do it, but if you have the want to do it, you've got to be in the gym doing the work. Yeah. Because there's other people out there that are just as talented that are working hard, so. And Ty Duncan, I want to say a little bit about Ty because he's phenomenal. He gave Jack, a run for his money, landed some really good shots, took him down a couple of times. Jack was able to nullify his work on the floor, but what a tough guy. I mean, he was really hurt at the end of the first round, and he came out in the second round, almost dictating the pace and throwing hard and, looking for that finish. So, I've got a lot of respect for Ty and the team up there at Combat Lab. Glenn Pettigrew, who Jack fought in his fight to win the reign title, got back in the winning column with an arm lock from, I can't remember what you call it, but the one where you put the hand underneath the legs, you get the Kimura with your legs.
Oh, yeah. I've been caught with that.
Brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and I can't think of the name of what you call it. But I guess it's just a Kimura that you use your legs from the scarf position. So that was a fantastic win for him. He fought Brant Coggill, who was undefeated when Jack beat him. So he's on the slide a little bit. He'll be back as well. He's a fantastic former karate guy. As
a promoter, you're worried about too many guys fighting the same guys, or do you like that? Do you like that they're all kind of intertwined?
The talent pool in the country is limited. The guys are going to cross over. So yeah, it doesn't faze me at all. If they were fighting each other over and over and over again, it gets a bit silly. But yeah, guys fighting common opponents with guys is just the nature of the beast. That's how it's going to be. So yeah, Jack is retained his reign title and won the Eternal title. Championship.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if he was tired or if it was from you. But he didn't want to post fight talk. Is that him or is his jaw?
He's not into post fight talking. Jack is, and you'll find out today when we talk to him on the podcast.
Make him talk.
he's a man of few words. Like he's very, you know, I think for the first year of knowing him, we hardly said 2 words to each other. It's not rude. He's just quite a reserved guy. You see his true character come out a little bit when he jumps on top of the cage, and in that primal moment straight after the fight.
Yeah.
That is in him, and you know, once you get to know Jack, he's he's got good banter and he's a cracking lad. But he's not into the spotlight or anything like that, which is nice, you know, in this day and age. I mean, I think for your career, it's something you may need to start doing, especially as you reach to the upper echelons of the sport. But for now, you know, he literally wanted to get out of that cage. The MC was trying to grab hold of him, and he just literally shoved him off.
Yeah, it's something that because I remember being obviously after Josh's fight when he fought in Perth in, I think it was 25, whenever he finished the guy with the armbar, Matt Allen, in the first. Yeah. He was obviously, that's one of the sound bites in our intro, being the king of Perth. But then obviously, as a ring announcer, you kind of know if a guy just got finished or if a guy was just in a tough fight. There's times where I go, Cam's like, talk to him. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not talking to him. Like, he doesn't want to talk right now.
Yeah, well, and Rogan said it. He doesn't want to talk to people who
I don't want
in the UFC when they talk to the person who's just been knocked out, and they don't really know what fucking planet they're on, let alone how to conduct a decent.
That's the thing. That was, even though obviously Josh was amazing in his post-fight when I talked to him the first time. The second time, he just went through a fucking war, and I was like, I don't want to. You could say anything, and so
absolutely.
That's why obviously even the winners. I mean, Jack won that fight just at Southport the other week. He won that, but it's like he just went through a fucking war. It is hard because, as I guess fans have come to expect post-fight, saying something.
Yeah, some people like it, some people don't. You know, it is what it is, and you know, when it comes down to it, and he needs to talk, he's perfectly capable of giving a good interview. It's just, you know, he didn't want to do it, and he didn't have to do it. So simple as that.
As a promotion, do you kind of want them to talk, or what's your?
I'm not fazed by it. Like, his fighting does the talking, you know, and it's always been like that. Jack's never talked up a fight. He's never slagged anyone off before a fight. It's not what he does, and you know, I'm sure if you get back to the question you was going to ask me before, we'll come to that. But some fighters feel the need to get the social media going and all that kind of stuff. Jack's not that guy. He's going to he's going to train hard. He's going to get in the cage. He's going to try and whoop your ass. And if you're not ready, if you spend too much time on Facebook or Instagram, you're in trouble. Do you want to get into that question, Carl?
No, let's. Or do you want to finish?
Let's talk about Brenton Mumford, Greg story.
Oh, I mean, that one's pretty quick to the point. That was one hell of a spinning back kick. Out cold. It was.
He didn't want to carry on after that, Greg. That rocked his world.
It was excellently placed. And, I mean, if you stuck around, if you watched on the stream or you were there, you would have saw post-fight, speaking of post-fight interviews, Brennan said straight away, he talked to one of his coaches, training partners, saying that he literally said he was going to do that in the change room.
We were backstage in the same change room as Brenton, and I can vouch 100% to the fact that he was throwing that kick in the change room warming up. 100%. I'm not just saying it. He was practicing it. So if you want to say, it was a fluke, a strike is never really a fluke, because if you're trying to hit someone and you hit them, then that was your intention. I mean, it may be a low percentage shot, but fuck me, he had the percentages that day. And yeah, he drilled it backstage, and there it was, you know.
I mean, he it's not like he just winged it. Like, he teed it up. He knew what he was doing. He knew when he wanted to go for it. It's not like he just went.
But I was watching him striking backstage. He's very explosive.
It was no Tisdall flail.
No.
You know, the old Isaac Tisdall flail.
I'm not getting involved in that kind of business. But, watching Brenton strike backstage was impressive. You know, he's a very dynamic striker. Like, watching him on the pads and the force he generates, as Ben Wall will attest to with the knee in the last fight. But yeah, Brenton's had a couple of really big wins, so it's
and he's he wants that Callum Potter fight.
Yeah, and we're going to try and make it happen. You know, we're talking to Callan at the moment, and
so Callan's in that spot where he's had a great run. UFC's right there, you know. Do you take this fight? Do you wait? Do you know, UFC's coming in November to Sydney. It's like, do you wait that out? Do you stay active?
Yeah, I don't know. When did he fight Isaac? I can't remember.
Oh, it was
end of last year, was it?
Yeah.
So it'd be 12 months inactive.
Yeah, that's
Did he fight Hex after that? I can't remember.
I think he fought Hex. He won another belt. He's got a lot of belts.
Yeah, he's got all the belts, like Jack Diller.
All the belts.
We won't go into that. No, he it depends. Like, he's had a lot of fights, so maybe he feels that he's got the experience that he doesn't need to fight all the time, and he's earned that. As a champion of an organisation, you do have to come to the point where you need to defend your belt.
What's your rules on that? Like, do you guys have hard set rules yet?
We do, and we don't. We're not going to be. If it gets ridiculous, then we'll start. But at the moment, he's like within 12 months, and he's perfectly entitled to turn down fights. He's earned that privilege.
I would love that fight though.
Callan Brenton is a beast of a fight, and we really sincerely hope we can make it. But Callan has to do what's best for his career, because you only get one run at this thing. So I back Callan 100%, whatever decision that he makes.
Yeah, that's good, and having all the belts helps. Just like Jack, having all the belts.
All the belts helps. But yeah, no, what a great show. It was a fantastic show. It was the hardest I've ever worked on a promotion. And Cam's the same. Just loads of things. Just like what
sitting on motorbikes.
I'm going to use the old analogy of like the duck floating gracefully along the water. That's the show. And obviously there were problems inside the show. We had a bit of problem with sound and light that we're working on and stuff like that. But underneath the duck, making it float serenely along the water, these legs going absolutely fucking crazy, and that was me and Cam. Like,
I thought ducks collided.
Collided?
No, I thought they were just chilled for a bit.
Well, that's what you think. Yeah, that's the beautiful ducks in it, but.
You sure? I'm gonna Google that.
Their legs are fucking flapping big time underneath.
You sure? You
sure
they don't just do it a little bit
mate.
and then they glide?
I know about ducks, alright? So yeah, it was hectic. Like, and we bought the cage for the show this time, so we put the cage up, took the cage down.
So it's your cage now?
It's our cage, yeah. It's big.
So it'd be the cage that comes over to Perth?
No.
No.
Well, we're not going to ship it however many thousand kilometres across the
money bags over here buying cages.
It'll cost more money to bring it. But cages for hire.
Can't we drive it over?
So if you need a cage on the Gold Coast, hit me up. We can hire you our cage. It's a beautiful cage. You saw it. Go on YouTube and look at any of the fights from Eternal 26. You'll see the beautiful cage. It's big, about 8 meters by 7.5 meters or something like that. It's a big cage. So yeah, if you need a cage, hit us up.
You said you used to set up the Cage Warriors cage, didn't you?
I never set up the cage for Cage Warriors. Their cage is phenomenal. It's got like a platform runway around it and stuff like that. No, I used to work for Cage Warriors. I used to matchmake a little bit for Cage Warriors. I used to wrap hands backstage for Cage Warriors. I used to have fighters on Cage Warriors, and I used to help with the admin and stuff like that. But I never set a cage up. I've never set a cage up.
That's what I was just wondering.
I'm 100% never setting a cage up.
Were you worried about doing it?
No, I wasn't worried at all. Cam's an engineer. We had another guy that's bought the cage of us, Sean. He's an engineer also. He's a mechanic, but they're engineering orientated people. Me,
so you guys
I can't even put up a fucking shelf.
I was gonna say, were you guys just looking at the instructions like IKEA?
There's no instructions.
It just came out. You had to.
But Cam and Sean are almost experts in that kind of thing, and I was just a spare part. They said put that up there, move that over there. It's not even. I'm never doing it again. It was so hard. I'm never doing it again. I'll pay my share of it. Someone can have it, and I'll just.
How long does it take to put up a cage?
It wouldn't have taken that long, but it was the first time. So there's a few teething problems and a few things happened and stuff like that. It ended up taking way longer than we wanted it to take. But I reckon a couple of hours. But then we've got it stored in Cam's garage. We've got to transport it to the venue, put it down, put it back in the venue, take the hire van back. So it was a beast of a...
Different to the ring? Or was you harder or quicker or...
I've never put up a fucking ring either.
Fuck, you just rock up and just...
Well, I don't want to do that.
No hard yards, bad bam.
Yeah, I know. But my job's to promote the show, not fucking be stuck underneath bits of metal all weekend. And also to prepare a fighter for the biggest fight of his career, So.
All right, mate. I will hit pads in a minute. Just got to
just give me
cage.
half a day to put this fucking thing. So yeah, it was a beast of a show. Like, I didn't sleep very much that weekend. I literally flew in late Wednesday night, ran around all Thursday picking up bits and pieces, and then Friday was the weigh-ins. We put the cage up, sorted everything out after the way and started putting the cage up back Saturday morning to finish the venue off. Had a little bite, got back to the apartment, had a little bite to eat, made sure Jack was okay.
The Airbnb?
Yeah, Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's a beast.
Love
Airbnb.
It looked like a massive house.
There was a lot of us there. There was Josh, obviously, Jack's missus came on a Friday, and Jack's mum came on a Friday. So we had a big little network of supporters, which was fantastic. It's so great to have somewhere to chill. Like Airbnb is, when you stay in the fighters' hotels, you can get cabin fever a little bit sometimes. We had a lounge, we had a foxtail, we had a kitchen so we could make our own food, we had a balcony. Everyone had their own room, so yeah, it's pretty gangster.
You've stayed in some dodgy places?
I've stayed in some dodgy places. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, great show. In the books, looking forward to Eternal Reign, which will be Eternal 27 on August the 5th. We should be releasing the card for that this week, so I won't release any fights at the moment. But
what do you call it? Eternal Reign. So it's the one where we're putting Reign away till next year.
So this is called Eternal Reign, this show. So yeah, some big fights on there. We'll announce them all next week. Yeah, it's going to be good. We've got about 13 fights on the card as we speak, so we'll probably end up with 4, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking about that earlier. You generally have to... Have you ever had a card go start to finish? Never
start to finish, ever.
I don't think any promoter would.
No, you wouldn't. Look at the UFC. Look at it happens at the highest level. It's just the game, but to lose 8 in 2 weeks is...
So you have to kind of plan when you're putting together a show? Like, I'm going to start with...
You have to overestimate. And then if you end up with that amount of fights, well, bonus. But if you lose a few, you have to be able to have enough fights to justify people paying the ticket prices for the card. So...
Yeah. Do you time fight? You go, right, 12 fights is about the good feel that we want, or do you time? Are you ever sitting there going, second, third, fourth decision in a row? Like, are you ever worried about time?
No, everything you allow like 20 minutes for a bout for an amateur bout. So you have time slots for all the bouts and stuff. Like worst case scenario, walkout takes this long. Fight goes 3-minute rounds with a minute break in between, and you can sort of add up a rough. So that's why sometimes you jam a little interval in there if you want to push the timings out a little bit. But generally we like to just run the shows through as quickly as we can and get everyone out on the piss or whatever they want to do for the rest of the night, you know.
Where'd you guys train when you went over there?
We were at Benny Blanco's gym, Benny Alloway's gym. We didn't do a lot of training. Thursday night we went there, hit some pads, saunaed a little bit. I rolled for about half an hour straight with Josh Della, which wasn't a good idea. I was absolutely destroyed afterwards. So yeah, we just had a little chill, like move around session, and Jack was cutting some weight, and we were beating each other up.
Benny Alloway just fought not too long
ago. He fought an ACB in Austria, I think. Yeah, he unfortunately got knocked out, but you know he's out there representing and clawing his way back towards a big show, which is what he wants to do. Fair play to him, you know. He goes out and puts himself out there, you know, on the world stage, and he's representing Australia well.
Yeah, he was my favourite fighter on Tough.
Until Steve.
When they did it. Steve was not there. And we all know why. No, we don't, and you never will. But the people that were there, obviously Rob Whittaker.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, we got to gloss over that, because that's...
I was travelling back from Brisbane that day, so I didn't get to see any of the fights. I haven't watched any of the UFC from the weekend.
I'll spoil it for you.
I've known the results, yeah. I'm so over the moon, and Bisping showed his true colours in
there's not... Alright, how do you... Okay, that's your homeland. What do you...
No, he's from the north.
Thing.
They've got no manners up there, the Northerners.
But I'm really happy that it's going to be like a proper Ashes. The proper, like... We're gonna finally get... that. And Whittaker's just so nice. It's almost the perfect way to stop trash talk.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just going like, I really like you though.
Can I get to keep that belt?
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. He's just like, it's like, you're a jerk, and he's like, but I like you. And it's just like, I can't.
That's the way to deal with it.
It's so good. It's the perfect way to...
Because you're not giving him any fuel. He's just got to make his own shit up. So, yeah.
And he's trying, and it looks obvious.
It's forced.
I mean, if you watch Whittaker fight, that's going to sell it. He's obviously absolutely killing it. With your, so we'll cover your contender series. Anything? Because it's weird because we've done like 3 or 4 podcasts, so we don't know.
Yeah, we've
what is in there. What we do.
The same old stuff over and over again. And what I suggest we do is we do another podcast another time, and we'll get Cam on and we'll talk a little bit about Eternal and how it came about and all that kind of stuff. We have done that twice now, so I don't want to do it again right now. But we can sort of definitely give people the background and a bit of background on ourselves.
So where'd you start?
What do you mean?
When?
I just said I don't want to do it. So yeah.
Nah, that's good. Do you want to? I so want to go into it. Do you want? Can we talk about the Facebook?
Yeah. Well, we can. I mean, like I say, I don't look on Facebook. People send me stuff, and I'm on Instagram. And there's been a lot since Jack. There's always people that want to, jump on something when it's relevant. And Jack winning the Eternal belt has shook a few people, and they're like, so Alden's been very. Alden Bates, who Jack fought in his pro debut, has been very active on social media since Jack won. With obviously Alden beat Jack in a fantastic fight, stopped him in the 3rd round. So Alden's been very active on social media with his pictures of him in mount punching Jack in the face and stuff like that, which is fine, I would like to do that fight again, and I know Jack wants to do it again. Whether now's the right time to do it, I don't know. I think it'll be a very different story this time around. Jack was 18 in his pro debut. In that fight, taking nothing away from Alden. Alden's fantastic. He's a physical specimen. He's an absolute beast. I
really like him as a fighter. I think he's amazing.
I like him as a fighter and as a person. Like, I've had a lot of interactions with Alden. He's a good guy. He's a great fighter. You don't get to the level that he's got to by being rubbish. Do you know what I mean? He's definitely a great fighter. But Jack's evolved a lot since that fight. And that fight wasn't at the right weight. It was at 80 kilos. Jack's undefeated as a welterweight.
That's huge.
Alden is now applying his trade at welter. I think at that time he was sort of in between middle and welter. So I think, let's get the extra 3 kilos off.
Do you think he was just like, hey, found these photos, put these photos up?
No.
Or do you reckon it was...
No, that's not what I think. But, it's a very, he wants the Eternal belt. So it's a smart thing to do. It's to put it back in everyone's mind again and go, look.
He's undefeated in Eternal.
I beat this kid. Give me my shot. So, yeah, we definitely want to redo that fight. Whether we want to redo it now is a different story. There might be other things happening for Jack. I'm in talks with some other people. And, I'm not going to announce anything.
You better break all your news here, though.
All my news will be broken here because I'm not on social media, so I'm not going to break it anywhere else. But yeah, so there might be some other things happening with Jack. If not, then that is a fight I'd definitely like to rerun. And I think the fans deserve it. Alden deserves his shot at the title. We've been trying to get him that shot for a while. Due to various different reasons, it just hasn't happened. So, yeah, I think it's a great fight for Western Australia. Two of the best in the country at welterweight, both from WA. It's a huge fight on these shores. Alden's got business to attend to at the end of this month anyway. He's got a fight on Hex.
Yeah.
And Jack might have something else in the works.
Are you obviously liking more fighting opportunities? You fight at Hex, you can fight at Eternal. Do you think it's going to get to the stage where it's like you're going to have to outbid certain fighters and things when fights are on at the same time? Or
I'm hoping, and I have discussed with various parties involved in different promotions that it makes more sense for promotions to work together with their dates and go, look, we're going to do a show this time. Why don't you do your show here? We can support your show. Fighters won't be sort of scrambling between the two, and they might be loyal to this one, not want to. So it makes a lot more sense to me to cooperate with one another, and hopefully we don't get into this. Oh, he's offering me this. If guys get the right fights and the fights that they want, they should be willing to take them on the show.
By the way, feel free to stop me any time. But Melvin Gillard fighting for AFC, that's a big one.
I didn't know.
You didn't see that? Against, I can't remember the fella's name, but he's a quality guy. But to get a high caliber UFC ex-UFC guy. Do you guys ever look at thinking about going off that sort of name brand, getting a big guy in? Or
I don't know what it does for an Australian MMA show. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember when Jesse Taylor fought Kendall Grove on bragging rights. Yeah. But it's too big American. So from a business point of view, your expenses are huge. For people, most people wouldn't know. Most of the casual MMA fans don't know who spent Kendall Grove or Jesse Taylor are. Same as the modern day MMA fan wouldn't know who Melvin Gillard is. We do because we're balls deep in MMA. But I don't know. I much prefer locals. Like, people get more invested in local fights, or national fights at the local level. Do you know what I mean? So
not watching it anyway.
There's plenty of fights out there.
Maternal for life. Don't watch any other. I don't watch the UFC.
Maternal for life.
Emma
for life.
There's certain events, certain promotions I like stronger, because when I was making that documentary for Stephen Kennedy back at uni, certain companies helped me out and gave me like all the footage of him. Some did not. Mitchell keeps a list.
And they don't give a flying.
They have no idea who the fuck I am.
That's brilliant.
But Eternal didn't, because
Steve's never fought an Eternal. Probably won't.
Cash, mullah. No.
No, we wanted to get. We had Steve when Steve signed for the UFC. He was actually down to main event Eternal.
Oh really? Who was he going to fight?
Rick Alchin. He was going to fight.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so we had Steve line up. We wanted Steve on the card first. I think that was for the first Eternal in Perth. So
insider knowledge, sign him to fight. Whatever number, 20 grand. Just don't pay him.
Yeah,
just pay him after.
It's been done. But it's not my bag. Especially, I know Steve's skint. I know he needs the money. But if you do have a chance, and this podcast should go out on Friday, so hopefully before this, Steve's opening his new gym this weekend, the new premises. So
I fucking really wanted to do that.
Head on down.
I knew you'd yell at me if I did that.
Kick-ass MMA.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Steve, man. Promote the shit out.
Nah, it's a fucking amazing. It is an amazing gym.
Son.
It is the best.
MMA
the office goes way bigger than this. No, but they've got like art, like
I've seen the graffiti. It's fantastic.
Which is way more important than anything. Like wrestling ring, that's great. Weights, awesome. Boxing ring, cool.
Mats,
but
handy.
Street Fighter, Deadpool,
Bruce Lee.
Oh. Mate, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, it's all about the graffiti. Steve...
these white walls.
I know. Head down to Steve's gym in... where is it?
Morley,
yeah.
I fucking know, just Morley.
Kick-Ass MMA in Morley. I think it's called Inner City. Is it called
Inner City? Yeah, it's Inner City, Kick-Ass MMA, and then it's a bit of Next Gen MMA with Marcus McKeever.
Jesus Christ, a long name. Inner City, Kick-Ass, Next Gen MMA, Marcus McKeever. Google that, see what comes up. But no, head down there. If we get this out, we're either going to go out on Friday or Sunday. So
fucking not at all.
Yeah, or not at all, as form would suggest.
So definitely check that out. And by the way, I went, we're talking about other gyms. I did not know where Mac 1 was. Found it because I was at Ninja Academy doing that that obstacle stuff. Obviously, you might have seen it on Channel 9. And the guys from Perth had their own fucking gym that they made.
Yeah, I know. I've seen.
I was flabbergasted with what they had. It was like literally they
you
just
didn't do very well, mate.
Oh, mate, it was all for obviously I made it and I just had to make cuts, so it was funny.
But
obviously made it.
Your partner was even worse.
Nice. I'm the athletic one. That's when you
We're in trouble.
But it reminded me of MMA in general, MMA gyms, because these guys saw it, like watched the American series, the Ninja Warrior, and went, I want to train for that when it comes to Australia. And then they kind of went out and just watched YouTube and then made things that kind of look like that.
Yeah, so cool.
And that's literally how most MMA gyms have started. Like, people have just gone, like guys like yourselves that have carried sort of like a lineage over, and Next Gen that have carried something. A lot of guys have just gone, fuck, I want to start my own gym. And they've just kind of gone, I need that.
I need a bag, I need a ring, I need some mats.
And if you fucking talk to Steve about it, he's like, that's exactly how it happened. He's like, I thought it'd be this much money.
Yeah.
I need a bag. Oh, fuck, I need 2 bags. And then
just tie pads. I just had to replace my tie pads. Fucking $100 odd a pair.
Yeah, that's the thing too. And especially when you get into MMA, you go, oh, I'll just try it out, see how I go. Then you end up, okay, I'll do a little bit more boxing. I'll get my own boxing gloves.
Yeah.
And, and it takes you a good year, 2 years before you build up to like...
And by the time you've got all your kit, you want to get new stuff. Because like, these are a bit old, I want new stuff. Yeah, that's why I've got a shop in the gym.
Do you actually? I thought that was just all fucking shit you can't touch.
No. I do a roaring trade.
Yeah.
As you can see by the empty shelves.
Are you guys sponsored by anybody?
No.
No? Just selling your own shit?
Flying solo.
Ben Vicker gloves?
Ben Vicker
gloves? How cool would that be?
Yeah.
I'd have some Vicker gloves. That would actually be good.
So you found Mac 1. That is the godfather of Perth MMA, right there.
Really?
Yeah, Habby's been the man.
He's been the man, but they've been... Does anyone know who was the first MMA gym?
No idea. I've only been here a very short while, but...
Already taken over the game.
Well, I'm on my way.
Well, how are you going with getting guys on, like Jack and Josh and Mitch and Ryan, on like other shows, like your Hexes and
We can put them on there. At the moment, there's no need. Like, while we can supply them with fights on our shows, it would make very little sense for me to put them elsewhere. But there are fights that we're looking at as well. I'd really like... I think Jack and Kit Campbell have a fight to be had for... Kit's fighting for the belt there, so it'd be interesting, champion versus champion match.
Then that would make the Alden Bates fight even more interesting later.
Or less.
Or less. I think it'd be that's quality. I like how we were talking about earlier about how like people intertwining can be bad, but here's where it can be so good, because not the MMA math, because obviously we all know how poor that is, but when you see a guy go up against another guy, and you go, hey, he did well, and then you go, I wonder how he'll go. It just creates more intrigue.
Yeah, definitely a lot of intrigue, and you know, Kit, Alden, and Jack are all in this sort of triangle.
Triple threat.
Love triangle. Or no love triangle. Of they're all up there, and they've all got common ground. So yeah, it'd be really interesting. And Kit and Jack were actually scheduled to fight on Hex.
Oh, they were?
Maybe a year ago, but Jack busted his nose in the Darcy Vendy fight, so wasn't able. It was quite soon after, and Jack wasn't able to jump straight into that. So yeah, it's a fight that has been on the table before, and I'm sure again, depending on what happens in the next few days with Jack, could definitely happen in the future.
Oh, I like this.
So
I'm just going to get you talking till you let news slip.
No, I don't let any news slip, mate.
Any other big fights planned for any of you guys? Or
there's nothing I really want to give away at the moment. Hopefully next week's show I should have all of this nailed down, and we should be able to start putting out some names. But there's some big fights in the works. A couple of rematches.
Ooh. Hopefully there's the one rematch I want from past fights.
Ooh.
Josh and Dan Curry.
You want to see that again? I don't think that will happen again. I don't think... Well, not under the Eternal banner. I think Dan Curry's team are a bit upset with Eternal because of the way that it panned out. When it had nothing to do with Eternal, you know, it was actually... They should be upset with the MMA clinic because it was my corner man that grabbed...
Dan Curry versus Jack.
Dan's foot. So, yeah, I don't know. Their loyalties lie with another promotion as well.
See, that's what you probably want to get out too, is the loyalties to promotions. Like, it's great, but you'd obviously, if you're all working together, be good to see.
Yeah, it'd be good to see the right fights happen, but, you know, there's nothing to say that we wouldn't go to that promotion with that fight, you know. If Dan Curry wanted to fight Josh on Diamondback, I'd put Josh on Diamondback and let them boys duke it out again, for sure.
Fucking big fan of Jack. Josh. Big fan of Josh. He's just fucking... His old mannerisms and that. Like, when he walked out to the Matt Allen fight, and he had fucking no shirt on, walking to the ring, just fucking gang signs.
The Australian Diaz brothers.
Oh, it's right there. I mean, there's a couple of dual brothers that I'm like, it's just... I don't know what it is. The Joneses with synergy there. They got the same sort of... Always have similar styles in the way they fight as well, in the way they go about it. You have obviously a brother, and he's a better fighter.
Yeah, 100% in the ring.
But
The guy on the cobbles, mate, is in trouble because I biked.
I always wondered that though, because there's always got to be a guy better. But a lot of brothers, it's a sparring partner you can't get away from. So if one's going to the gym, you're like, oh fuck, all right.
My brother drives me mad because he's obsessed, and obviously I do this for a living. He works in the financial industry, so we used to go on holiday together, and he go, oh, bring your pads, you can hold some pads, man. I hold pads. I'm going on holiday. I hold pads all day, every day for a living. I don't want to fucking hold pads for you. You know, so it was always tough with him because he was like on holiday. He was super keen to train all the time, whereas I just wanted to.
Yeah, you want to do financial advice.
And give me some financial. No, but he probably bored me to tears with that as well.
But I got that because obviously I was doing personal training for so long, and it's like you just like fuck, I don't want to work out. Like you'd finish work and be like, oh fuck.
See, I've never been like that. I love training. Like it's my favourite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the missus would say, oh, I have an hour off, you know, go and do it, and I'll just put my running shoes on and go out for a run. I just love training.
But I got that with mate.
It's never been a struggle for me.
We just hit pads, or I'll hold them for him, and he holds them for me, and it's like you can't really find that with other people. They're gonna be like the same level of being able to help you with pads and shit like that, and know how to deal with retards myself.
Yeah, holding pads for people that don't really know what they're doing is painful.
Yeah. I even watched some great fighters. Some guys that can fucking throw, and you see them hold pads, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but they've never, if they're great fighters, they've never really held pads. They've always had people holding pads for them. So.
Yeah. And you got to wear one of them little fucking taxi hats. That means you're a good trainer. If you wear those fucking, one of those little British.
I've got one.
Yeah, on them. It just means you're a good trainer.
I don't wear it when I'm...
Serge Iverson from, obviously deported now, but Inner City Fitness, great guy, love him. He's not coming back.
You want to hope not? Crazy Russian. Balls off.
Yeah, a little hat too. If you got a little hat, one of them little hats, fucking, you're halfway there.
I've got a little hat.
It's like getting a tap out.
I wear it when I'm walking a dog. Keep the rain off this bald fucking dog in mine.
Was you bald by choice? This is weird.
I've got a little bit of like receding shit.
Yeah, but no one's bald by choice. You're breaking grounds.
No, I used to always rock a skinhead when I was growing up as well.
When you're in a football hooligans bloody gang.
The less said about my former way of life, the better. But no, yeah, I've always liked having a shaven head. So yeah, it's not a big deal to me.
How do you like your haircuts? Let us know.
Yeah, we got real interesting on this one. I think that's a good note to wrap it up. We'll with Jack's coming in a minute, so we'll have another bit of a chat with him. But so a massive shout out to Nightcraft Bobbers. Follow them on Instagram at Nightcraft Bobbers, BOBBERS.
It's Nightcraft Bobbers if you can't understand that.
Yeah, or Nightcraft Bobbers, as Cam calls it. They're Eternal's main sponsors. Follow them. Follow at Eternal MMA on Instagram. The Facebook page will be where this podcast will land eventually. And then there'll be a link to YouTube where you can watch the footage. And also it'll be on iTunes and all the usual podcasting platforms.
Send me a list. I'll put it on the video when we get it out.
Yeah, we'll try and get it out this week. It's been fucking great the last 2 weeks.
It's just been good practice though, because we think we're...
Couple of rehearsals. So here we are. I've got the Jack's Rain fighting belt here. Yeah. And his Eternal belt here. I've got no trousers on and I often touch myself under this desk looking at both of them. So just picture that. And...
Oh, another thing I just want to bring up real quick. You guys, every time a champion defends their belt, or they win the belt, they get a belt.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So your belt is yours to keep.
Yeah. I just thought that was...
Can you imagine having to bring your belt back? So you travel interstate with your belt and then you lose. And then you've got to travel home and then you look at the trophy cabinet and you're like, oh, there used to be a belt there. So you deserved it. You've earned it. You've won it. It's yours. You were the champion. You have the belt to prove it. You keep winning titles, you're going to have a house full of fucking belts.
I'll keep that in mind.
Or a gym full of belts. You will never have any belts other than the ones that hold up your trousers and your white belt in jiu-jitsu.
It's blue now.
Is it? Did you dye it? Did you put it in with a blue t-shirt?
And it's a Stephen Kennedy blue belt, so you know it's fucking badass.
That's legit, mate. Steve loves the gi.
Yeah, I've just got a belt.
To wear it with your rash guard.
Yeah. Alright, that'll do us. Coming up right after this will be Jack Della's interview.
Way better than the Michael Buffer interview.
Oh, I'm fucking putting that up anyway. Fuck
Just put it up separately. Just don't involve it in this shit anymore.
Fuck.
The moment has passed.
It's horse shit. Although there'll probably be a Jeff Horn Pacquiao rematch, so
We can do it then.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
We'll chuck it
brilliant.
out. They'll be a year old or something.
yeah. Alright, I'm done.
Sweet.
Bye. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are obviously into the Jack Della part of the interview. Double champ. Do whatever the fuck you
Champ,
want.
champ, they call him. Champ.
Too solid.
How you feeling?
Yeah, good. Stoked. Feel good, eh? Always feel good after a win.
Fuck, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Bet it feels great.
I heard you're undefeated.
Yes, of course. Obviously, it's super biased with my super co-host being the coach. He's like, hey, let's get Jack in.
Well, it was just convenient as well, seeing as like he comes to the gym round about this time every day and all that. Yeah, so there's a lot of planning went into this. It took a lot of preparation to get this superstar here, but
Now, if you haven't seen the fight, fucking go check it out. Ripper of a body shot.
Yeah.
What was going? Were you setting that up? What was going through your
I was
head?
looking for it most of the fight, and then I kicked in, and I heard the like winds, like the ooh, and I knew it's just one more of those and it's over. And luckily I got it.
Now, Ben was saying a lot of this victory is because of him.
I would never.
No, but he actually was saying that a lot of the things you guys have been working on, you implemented.
Yeah, we did. It all fell together pretty well in the fight. The idea was just like, if I did get on top, it was either get out all the way or pretty much stay in all the way, and I felt like I did that. Just like pressured him the whole time.
Lots of damage. Like our thing is, if you get a good position, make them pay for it. Like too many people chill in that position and just want to hold the position, whereas we like to. You'll hear me shouting across the cage all the time, damage. It's an old Mark Fury, who was my mentor. That was his thing, like damage. He'd always shout damage.
Yeah, it's really
it's
the
all
point
about
of-
damage. Like
Get into that position and then like it's
getting
like
stood up. Yeah.
and you're not exactly a fight for points type of guy.
No,
But that's the thing too. You really do like to strike. You and your brother, you've got that feel. But yet you're getting quite accomplished in wrestling. What's the thing? Do you rather the wrestling or?
We got a sick wrestling coach. Pete comes down, so we do a heap of wrestling, but I don't know. I just play it out how the fight. I don't really have a plan too much. I just sort of go. Like I was trying to stand up with him, and then I saw the takedown and I went for it.
Well, it's weird too because before I knew how much wrestling experience you had, I was like, oh, Jack, he's gonna strike. And I was like, fuck, he can just do anything. Yeah. And then obviously the commentators were talking up. Yeah, was it nationals? You went to
I went over to nationals because we had Pete and I started doing a couple of wrestling comps and enjoyed it. And he said if you wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah. Why
Enjoy it. You dominated. You're winning as well. That's I enjoy stuff. You were winning. And you said something about gonna make you blush, but you nearly in the Commonwealth Games, weren't you?
Close. I was too, but I was close. But whatever. It was fun.
You gonna try and go
I don't
back
know.
there, or what's the
I
plan
would.
with that?
I missed out. I think they were next year, but I think I missed out on the actual cart. But I will continue wrestling. I like just wrestling comps. I prefer them than like jiu-jitsu competitions.
Oh, don't even fucking
They're
start.
like
Just
harder. Yeah.
pay $90 and you just like.
Yeah, I much prefer a wrestling comp than a jiu-jitsu comp any day. But
Yeah, you got that MMA side where no matter Ryan Gray just did it too, where it's like you're an MMA fighter, and then whatever sport you do outside of that, you just look fucking cool. Even if you lose, you're like, bro, but I'd kill you in real life. It's that whole McGregor thing, just like but if we're outside, you're dead.
yeah.
That's obviously you got 2 belts in 5 pro fights. What's next, man? What do you want?
I don't know. Honestly.
Just leave it with me.
The boss.
I'm taking him to the top. That's all you need to know. He's taking himself there. Like I said
He's doing his
before.
bit. Yeah, he's
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The only person that does it is him. Like, I can say whatever I want and we can do whatever we want, but, you know, Jack has to get into the cage at the end of the day and perform. And I just think it's great, and I was going to ask you, do you see, like, if you watched all your fights are available to see, I think, apart from the Dean Abramo fight. Yeah. You can watch the evolution of you as a fighter. Like, in the outing fight, in your first pro fight, you know, you got a bit wrestle heavy, you weren't really confident in striking, and then you look at the Ty Duncan fight 18 months later, and there you are, like standing toe to toe and fucking just chilling in the pocket. Do you see that evolution yourself?
Yeah, and I feel it as well. Like, I feel like this, like, each fight I've just gotten better, and like I can actually do the stuff that I train rather than thinking about it. I actually just commit to it and do it. And yeah, even watching me, I feel like and look more accomplished.
How do you feel body wise too? Because you're 20, so
Right,
you still
mate.
got fucking.
Steady on, son.
Just trying to get
Only
on
a
my
young
side.
man.
It might be illegal. No, but that's the thing. Like, I'm turned 24, and a couple of years ago, like, the athlete I am now to 2 years ago is like, fuck, I was a little girl. So how do you
What
feel?
do you mean the athlete? What kind of athlete are you?
I said
When did this become
compare.
illegal?
I'm an undefeated blue belt, right? You just sit back. I'm fucking
The athlete I've become in the last 2 years.
No, I said compare.
You can't even
I said
fucking
compare.
worm 60 metres, you can't.
But I'm the fucking fastest, alright? You wouldn't ask Usain Bolt to run a marathon. I was fucking changing the game. Alright, it's not about me though.
Fucking athlete. I didn't realise Rig MC was the best athlete in the room.
Oh mate, just do some research. Fuck Hex, fuck this shit.
Sorry, no.
That's been my comment lately. I'm just like, fuck you guys, I'm going to Hex. But no, I would never do that. Contractually bound. Do you feel stronger than obviously you were 2 years ago? Are you going to continue at this weight, or do you want to?
I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Like, I am young, so I'm obviously going to grow a little bit more, I think. But I don't know. The weight, it's pretty easy. It's not too hard.
You're not
I
dying.
don't kill myself to make it. I diet down, cut a little bit of kilos. But I don't know. Probably in a couple of years I might have to go up, but I'll just see how it goes.
Well, you've got it down to a pretty good science, haven't you? Like, I've noticed for the last 3 fights where we've been interstate that you've been at the same weight the night before and had the same amount of weight to cut, and you know you can do that now. So it's
down pretty. Like, it's not hard.
I mean, didn't you have? Weren't some of your earlier fights they were like fucking 84 and that weren't they?
Yeah, I've had a fight at 84. I fought Alden at 80. And then, only my last couple have been at 70.
Well, since you went welterweight, you're undefeated.
Yeah.
Right. At your right weight class, you're undefeated.
I feel like that's you. I reckon you would take a fight at like 100 kilos.
You need to, like, no, to be honest, I gave Jack his first 2 pro fights. I matched them, they were both on Eternal, so I'm responsible for both of them fights, and they were both super hard fights. And Jack was probably the best 0-2 guy going around, you know. And I know it frustrated you to be 0-2, and I saw that come out, like the relief when you beat Brandt Coghill that time. It was just like, and that kind of freed you then. I thought, you know, it gave you the confidence. This is just from my perspective, but you can elaborate on it more. But I felt like that win was much needed, but and then it just sort of was a catalyst to get to where we are now.
How does that feel? Like when you know you can fucking fight at a high level, but you're sitting at 1 and 2 or 0-2. How does that feel?
It did suck, eh? But it was good because I didn't really have time. I think Ben just said, like, boom, here, you got another fight. And I just went, right, let's do it. So I didn't really have time to sit on it and think about it. But it was pretty annoying because I knew I was better than that. Deep down, I thought, like, I shouldn't be 0-2, but it's good now to have a winning record.
And it's good to have been through, like,
finally. two belts in a winning record.
Yeah, finally.
The Alden fight was a fucking war. You know, to have that as your pro debut, to have a war like that, it just lets you know that what you're capable of. Like, and to have been in wars and then you've had 3 like quick finishes in the last 3 fights, but you've got that in the bank. Like, you know that you can go that distance. And
you strike me as a guy that wants you're a rematch type of guy. You want that Allen rematch?
I definitely do, 100%. Like, that is sitting on my record, and I definitely do want it for sure, 100%.
I reckon Ben's the type of guy that's going to hold you back from that. It's like, hey, take this opportunity, and you're the guy.
Yeah, I mean, like as a coach, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
and as a manager to the guys, like my fighters, and as you can see, but if you look at them, they'll fight anyone. Anyway, if I say you're fighting this guy, they just fucking fight him. No one's ever come to me and said, oh no, I don't fancy that fight. Like the guys just trust me, and they just agree. So if ever it looks to the outside world like I'm that they're turning down fights. They've never turned down a fight. I turn down fights on their behalf. My guys have never ever turned down a fight. It's me. And sometimes there's a bigger picture. Like I said on the podcast before with Jack, Alden might not be the next logical step for Jack, and there might be other bigger things in the pipeline, and we might be able to get that one further down the line when both boys have a few more wins on the. And who knows, we might even be able to get it on the big show.
That's the thing that I reckon is it's so good for obviously when you go to a show like Eternal in Perth, but it's also bad because all you guys are all such fucking talented fighters, but you've all got to fight each other, so someone's got to lose. So you got guys that are fucking 3-2 that should be, if you padded the record, would be like 8-0 or type things like that, where it's like the hardcore guys get that, but if you told a regular person you're 3-2, they'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
But they don't get that, obviously, how fucking tough it can be. And there's some easy roads you can take.
Yeah,
you obviously have not taken that one.
It's been good. Wouldn't like it any other way, though.
Oh, you probably learned a fuckload too, compared to if you just steamrolled people.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm not going to mention any names, but you see guys amassing these fucking ginormous records, 12-0, fucking 8-0, and then they get to the bigger stage and they get fucking destroyed because their record's been padded all the way through, and then their first hard fight they get their first loss, and it's no coincidence.
Yeah, and you even see, I mean, even the best fighters, your Cyborgs and your McGregors, they were like 4-2, and Cyborg lost her first fight. And it's like when you're 20 and you'll be like 20-2, and everyone will be like, that's a great record, and you're like, yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, I started off 0-2.
That's fucking.
Yeah. So to wrap this up, we don't want to keep you too long because we know you want to train. You fucking lunatic.
I'm gonna get
just
out
give
of
us your thoughts on the weekend and how it went. Like, was it how you expected it to go, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I knew he was just like wanted to hit it to the floor. That's what I thought, and it was good. I just felt like I put the pressure on the whole time. And that's what I wanted to do, and it was fun. Had fun.
He threw some bombs, didn't
he? Yeah, he threw hard. We were expecting that though from the get go.
Yeah,
that was the.
Did any of those sting you? I mean, I've watched you spar with your brother and people there, and I've never really seen you rocked in training.
I didn't really get hit too clean. I got a couple of where it would knock my head back, but it wasn't like a solid shot. So I felt fine the whole time. Never was dazed at all. But yeah, it was a good fight. I had heaps of fun.
And quick one before we go too is, how do you feel with your brother in your corner or you're in your brother's corner? How does that? Do you feel like that?
Just grab people's fucking feet.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. It's so good having brother in the corner.
Is that kind of good? Because when I'm watching guys I know, I'm like, oh fuck, like I get nervous. Yeah. So how do you feel?
I get super nervous in Josh's corner.
Obviously, you jump in the fight.
No, I don't know.
Allegedly. No,
yeah, allegedly. Well, touch his toe.
Yeah.
Ben's always like, stop fucking talking about it. I bring it up every time.
Yeah, that's fucking public relations.
But yeah, you obviously train. I mean, I remember watching you and your brother fucking train. I was like, oh, I should have paid for that. You guys go hard.
It's good having Josh there because we can go hard with each other, and doesn't matter because we're always just going to walk out and there's no hard feelings or anything. We just go as hard as we want to go that day, and we do, and we don't really care what.
I wish they'd start carpooling. They fucking come from the same house at the same time and get their own cars, these fuckers. Greenpeace is going to be the Sea Shepherd will be fucking chasing you down.
There's a fucking reason, because then one of them's going to be like, fucking
yeah, you're walking over.
Well, that's obviously why we've got you on record. What do you want? What do you want next? Where do you
see this going? Your whole career. What do you want to do? Do you want to be in the UFC? Do you want to be in Bellator?
Yeah, I like taking it one fight at a time. Just taking it as the challenge it is, and then I don't know. Honestly,
can you see yourself in the old Reebok kit under the big lights there?
Yeah, I could. That'd be fun. That'd be sick, obviously. But I don't know. I'm just gonna keep fighting. Take one fight at a time and just see where it goes.
It's a very mature attitude.
Perfect fucking post-fight speech you could have said. One fight at a time. Yeah.
Better than I'm the king of Perth. Come at me.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting. I was like, king of
Public relations nightmare as well.
Yeah, I did tell him to stop. Otherwise, I'd probably say something stupid.
Fuck it. Oh, you jumped up on the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. You were looking at the camera. I was like, alright. Here we go. I might just put
I
that.
always wanted to do that, eh?
You can't fucking do it on the ring.
Yeah, no.
Jump up on the rope.
No, that's sick.
Oh, that's...
And lastly, anyone you want to say a special thanks to? Anyone you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors? Any fucking...
We'll talk shit.
Sponsorless.
Sponsor someone
Hit me
sponsor
up.
this, man. This is like the up and coming talent in
It's got 2 belts.
in MMA. Double champ. Come and fucking get on board the Jack train. Yeah,
And also I need a suit. So
we need a suit sponsor for this bag of shit over
I
here.
need a suit.
He turns up looking like he's going to a school formal.
Oh, you don't pay me nearly enough. I might come in a t-shirt and shorts next time. I'd still do better. Can I call out other ring announcers? Fuck it. But yeah, anything you want to say? Anyone you want to thank? You had your mum fly over, so that was
Yeah,
obviously
thanks
nice.
up, Mum.
Should be the only one listening anyway. So.
Mum puts up with a lot. Grumpiness leading up to the fight, but
Fuck trying to stop you two fighting. Shit.
yeah, we actually never do fight at home though.
Just take it out.
Yeah, we do
That's
it
true.
enough here, eh?
That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, thanks for coming down. We know how much you fucking hate speaking.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, guy with 2 belts. It's good to hear him speak. And if you fight in Perth, there'll be a post-fight with me, won't
For
there?
sure, yeah, definitely. Pick you up.
Anything you want to say, Ben? Fucking
Yeah, I've got
Get
to
some
go to
sponsors
work
out.
now.
yeah.
Yeah,
You got to
Gotta
climb
do a
it
bit.
for, don't you?
Got to do a bit.
All right. Well,
Still grinding.
ladies and gentlemen, that's
Cheers,
Jack.
Jack.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll put the link to all these fucking fights on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go check them out. All right.
For
Peace.
sure.